So the new concept we are going to move towards, that is called quantum mechanics. So you know that Bohr's atomic model, right? So to overcome the limitations of the Bohr's atomic model, there will be existence of the new model of the structure of the atom, which will be based on the observations made by de Broglie and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So like this is the new model of branch we are going to call as the quantum mechanics. So this is beautifully explained by the de Broglie as well as the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Right. So let us start with the dual nature of the electrons. You know that when you are going to take the light, it acts as a simultaneous dual character. Dual means two characters at the same time. I mean the light which will be exists as wave nature as well as the particle nature also. Like this, de Broglie he has made some observations. So that is called the electron. It will be act as duality. Duality means double character. That means it acts as a wave as well as the particle. So you know that the particle which will be having the mass, right? If you take any particle, it should be having the mass, right? So when it is having the mass, automatically it must have the kinetic energy. So like this particle is going to be exhibited as the particle nature. That electron is going to be exhibited as the particle nature. Whereas the light, you know that light it can be diffracted, right? So like this, the electron also can be diffracted like in the same way of the light. So like this, he is going to call it. It also exits as the wave nature. So that is called dual nature of the electrons, which is going to be proposed by the de Broglie, and he has made an equation that is called de Broglie wave. That is called de Broglie equation. De Broglie's equation can be easily studied or can be easily simplified by combining the Planck's quantum theory and Einstein's mass energy relationship. So let us derive the derivation, that is simple derivation, and you know the terms also. Let us discuss here. According to Planck's quantum theory, you know that, so that is E is equal to h nu. He has founded that equation, that is called E is equal to h nu, where this E energy which is associated with the wave frequency nu. This is called frequency. So hence the equation is called E is equal to h nu. So this is the equation 1. And where this h is called Planck's constant. It is called Planck's constant. It is called Planck's constant, and you know the value of Planck's constant, that is h is equal to 6.6 something into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. So this is called equation 1. So this equation once again, this energy is associated with the frequency, that is h nu, that is called, I mean energy is directly proportional to frequency. So in order to remove the proportionality, I am going to equate it by using this Planck's constant, that is called E is equal to h nu. So this is equation 1 based on the Planck's quantum theory. Let us take the second equation, that is very important, that is E is equal to mc square. So you know this equation, it is a famous, which is going to be found by the Einstein's, right? According to Einstein's theory, the energy which is associated with the photon of mass m, so that is called Einstein's mass energy theory relationship. So where E is equal to mc square, this is called second equation, where m is nothing but the mass and c is nothing but the velocity of light, and energy E is equal to energy. This is called equation 2. But when you are looking this equation 1 and 2, what is the common thing we are going to see? That E is equal to h nu, E is equal to mc square. I mean equation 1 is equal to equation 2. When you are going to do equation 1 is equal to equation 2, that is E is equal to E, that is okay. Then h nu, LHS is equal to LHS, RHS is equal to RHS, that is h nu is equal to mc square. H nu is equal to mc square. This is called equation 3. But you know that for a photon nu, you know this equation, very well, this one nu is equal to c by lambda. So these are the characteristics of the electromagnetic radiations, right? We have studied this one, frequency is equal to c by lambda. This is called equation 4. What you have to do, you are going to put this equation 4, I mean the value of nu in equation number 3. Where is the nu? That is here, h into, what is the value of nu? Nu is equal to c by lambda. Like this will be there. H in place of nu, I am going to write the c by lambda, that is equal to mc square. By looking this LHS side and RHS side, one thing common, that is c, velocity of light here and velocity of light will be there. I am going to cancel this c and this c. What is the remaining? One c will be left out here. That is what? H by lambda is equal to mc. After this calculation of the c, okay. Therefore, I am going to write rearranging what I am to do? I am going to take this lambda. When I am going to take this lambda is equal to h by mc. That is called equation number 5. Lambda is equal to h by mc. This is very important reaction also. So de Broglie he has applied this equation number 5. I mean lambda is equal to h by mc to the particle. So what happens? The particle which will be having the mass of an electron and also moving with a certain velocity, that is called lambda is equal to h by mv. So he is going to derive like this: lambda is equal to h by mv. You know this mv is nothing but the momentum, that is called p. So finally he has derived this equation, that is called h by p or h by mv. So this is called final equation which is going to be made by the de Broglie's equation. Let us solve one problem on the de Broglie equation. So that as I asked the question, what is the wavelength? We are going to find out that one. What is the wavelength associated with a particle of mass? Mass as given, that is nothing but the m 10 raised to minus 25 gram, moving with a velocity, that is v 10 raised to 4 meter per second, and has given the Planck's constant, that is equal to h is equal to 6.6 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. According to de Broglie equation, wavelength associated with a particle of having the mass m and moving with a velocity, that is the equation is equal to lambda is equal to h by mv. It is equal to h by mv. This is an equation. This is called de Broglie equation. So has given everything. H means Planck's constant, has given the value 6.6 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second divided by, and has given the mass. Mass has given 10 raised to minus 25 gram, right? So this has given the 10 raised to minus 25 gram. It is in terms of the gram. When you are going to convert into this in terms of the kg, that is nothing but the 10 power minus 28 kg. This is the mass of an electron. 10 raised to minus 28 kg into what is the velocity? Velocity has given 10 raised to 4. So after this is simple calculation. So everything will be in the 10 power. So I am going to write as it is. That is called 6.6 into, this is 10 power minus 34 into. So this is called 10 power 4. It is in the denominator. When it goes to the numerator, that becomes 10 power minus 4 into. When then the denominator it is in the negative term, when it goes to the numerator, it becomes the positive. That is called 10 power 28. It's a simple calculation. When you are going to calculate this 6.6 into 10 raised to minus 34, 10 raised to minus 4. We are going to add that one. So that is called 10 power minus 38 into 10 power. What is that is called 28. You are going to calculate the minus 38 plus 28. It is called 6.6 into 10 power minus 10. 10 power minus 10. That is air length should be always, it should be its SI unit will be meter. That is called 6.6 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Let us discuss about the one more important concept, that is called Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So this is also we are going to study under the quantum mechanics. So what he is going to tell, I mean what is the definition of this Heisenberg's uncertainty principle? It says that for subatomic particle like an electron, you know that subatomic particle we are going to call as electron, proton, neutron. These are called the subatomic particle, right? So if you are going to take this electron at any instant of time, that is at any given instant, it is impossible to determine simultaneously and accurately both its position and momentum. I mean simple words, it is impossible to determine accurately or simultaneously both the position and momentum of an electron. Suppose if I am going to place here, means this is called my position. So if I am moving or walking here, that is called momentum. So at the same time, I am not going to measure this position and momentum, right? So one thing I can do at a given instant of time. So one thing, if I stand here, that is called my position. If I am moving here, that is called momentum. But simultaneously, we are not going to calculate, or we are not determining that both simultaneously, right? So that is called delta x is nothing but the uncertainty in the position, and this is delta p is nothing but the uncertainty in the momentum that must be equal or greater than the h by 4 pi. So this is a constant. It follows like this: delta x into delta p, which must be greater than or equal to h by 4 pi. Right? Okay. So these are called the uncertainty in position, uncertainty in the momentum. You know this delta p. P is nothing but the momentum. Momentum formula will be mass into velocity, right? Mass into velocity. So in the place of this momentum, I am going to take this value delta P is equal to m into delta V. That must be equal or greater than h by 4 pi. So I am going to take this mass into this side, denominator side, that is delta x into delta V. That must be equal or greater than the h by 4 pi into m. So this is the equation. We are going to call the uncertainty principle of the position and momentum. Let's solve one problem on the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. He has asked the velocity of an electron is measured to an accuracy of 0.001 meter per second. I mean velocity has given. Then what is this uncertainty in the locating? Locating is position and its position. So and has given mass of electron, that is equal to 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. So here we are going to use the delta x into delta p, which must be equal or greater than or equal to h by 4 pi equation. He has given the mass of electron has given, and also velocity has given. So instead of this delta p, I am going to use the momentum, that is equal to m into v. So that is delta x into, we are going to find out this value delta x, and momentum has given, that is mass of electron, that is called 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg into p is nothing but mv, right? So p is nothing but the mv. Momentum mass has given and velocity has given, that is 0.001 meter per second, that is equal to, so and h by 4 pi, h is nothing but the Planck's constant, that is 6.6 something into 10 raised to minus 34 joules per second divided by 4, it is a number, pi is nothing but the 22 by 7. When you are going to calculate this one, we are going to 3.14 around, so 4 into 3.14. So what you are going to calculate here, that is you are going to calculate the delta x. You are going to get the value as 5.79 into 10 power minus 2 meter. So after this calculation, simple calculation, you are going to obtain the value called 5.79 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. So this is called the uncertainty in the position.